it needs to be discussed today on
Yes.
on the Ends Book Club here, courtesy of Kingston Bookshop. Big up Kingston Bookshop. Of course, it's available there. You can go and get it. Written by Adidjah Palmer, aka Vybz Kartel, and Michael Dawson. All right. Yes. Then.
I'd like to go to the back of the book.
Yes.
The first
let's
paragraph.
Start there, yeah?
It just gives you a brief summary. Adidjah Palmer, aka Vybz Kartel, is perhaps the most mystical personality to come out of Jamaica since Bob Marley. A demigod to some, the living devil to others. In a New York Times article, his marketability was compared to that of Lady Gaga,
Madonna and Jay
Jay
Z.
Z. The Rolling Stone magazine is quoted as saying, "Look up controversy in the Jamaican dictionary and you might find a photo of Adidjah Palmer, aka dancehall star Vybz Kartel."
Yes. So that is the man that is featured here.
And I'd like to now say something about from Kartel to his readers.
Yes.
That's at the bottom. As strange as it may sound, I hope you do not enjoy this book. I hope it disturbs you. I hope after reading you realize there's something wrong with Jamaica that needs to be fixed. I hope you will never look at a ghetto person the same again. I hope you will never see a young girl in a compromising position with an older man and not question what is going on. I hope you will never see a young man in jail and write him off as worthless or bad. Most importantly, I hope that you will not only hear, but listen to the voice of the ghetto. I end in the words of Marcus Garvey: one God, one aim, one destiny, one love. Until we meet again, I remain yours truly, Adidjah Azim Palmer, Theresa's son. Listeners, some may get it, and some may get it.
It's a must read because here is I've not heard expressed a ghetto voice. The pains of the ghetto, the tribulations faced by the average ghetto youth. You know, you hear it all the time. You see the news clippings. Where ghetto people need this and ghetto people are suffer and but you've never heard it articulated, put, of course, like this in a language that is readable by everybody.
Yes.
It's in English. That is the first thing that I'd like our readers to know.
Yes,
this is not a book where you're going to book up and a whole heap of patois slang throwing for try and make a page.
No.
This is a book that is calculating.
And as a matter of fact, the patois or the slangs come in phrases where it's deliberate. It's a deliberate move or strategy.
Deliberate, explain.
And it is well timed.
Well timed. And done in a fashion for you
for
you to get a full picture.
Yes.
So more like a feel for where the book is coming from. So here is Adidjah Palmer. Firstly,
the picture, Johnny, the picture.
Yes.
The picture of Adidjah Palmer.
On the front page.
First of all, the first thing that struck my mind was that, no man, but this is a Malcolm X kind of representation.
Yes.
And immediately it brought to my mind, okay, this book is about injustice. This book is talking about addressing the ills of an oppressed people.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the first thing that came to my mind.
Right.
Before I even read the back of the book.
Right.
And then when I read the back of the book, I realized that I'm on
the right track.
Yes, I'm on the right track. That's the first thing.
Yes.
The second thing now is the co-author, Michael Dawson. And Michael Dawson shared some comments or sentiments that I myself have.
Right.
I'm not a Kartel fan. And Dawson says that he was not a Kartel fan.
Certainly.
But he was quite impressed after he met the man.
Yes.
And decided to collaborate with him on this project.
On a project, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And what strikes me is, right, and that Dawson, as explained in the book, is a Garveyite.
Yes.
Yes. A man, and Garveyites. Because when the last image we know of Kartel is a man who bleach out his skin and use his skin as a coloring book.
Right.
And you just say, oh, them two would link up to write a book. I mean, what's the connection?
Yeah.
But then, as you say, here is Kartel. Taking on a position that I am going to fight for the ghetto youth. I am going to be the voice of the ghetto youth.
Yes.
I am going to talk about the people's struggles. And then that would definitely connect with a Michael Dawson in terms of where he comes from, in terms of historically and OM view, the black struggle and so on.
Right.
So, hence the connection is made. And now you have, and quite frankly, all the words I've read so far
Yeah.
have not been the words of a Michael Dawson. I mean, in terms of how, I don't know yet how much of his words I've read. But these words that I've read have all been, in terms of how I'm reading it, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the voice of Vybz Kartel that I'm seeing coming through this book so far, and I'm way ahead in the book.
Yeah.
So, right, he starts off by, and Michael starts off by showing some comparisons of the two. He says, okay, I may not have been a Kartel fan, but after meeting the man, I clearly see that there's some qualities about Kartel, that
some values that he holds, that we both hold,
akin to mine.
Right.
So family values.
Exactly.
How he respects his mother.
And looks out.
Yeah, man.
The
care he has and the respect he has for women.
And for children. Yeah.
The fact that Kartel
taking fatherhood very seriously. Yeah.
According to the book
book.
Here. And also that Kartel is a highly intelligent human being. So the connection in Dawson being a past student of Campion College,
getting some serious awards.
Yes, and Super awards and things, and being behind, of course, a Jamaican, an innovative Jamaican company. So when you look at that connection, two businessmen, having a discussion and finding out that a Gaviite finding out that Kartel have whole heap of things to say.
Right.
And so the connection is made.
Yeah.
It's a must read for me, because I was shocked at how Kartel is expressing his disgust at Babylon society.
Yes.
And he clearly defines what that is for him in the book.
Yes.
He also clearly is someone who's very equipped at explaining his disgust.
Yes.
In using very simplistic language.
And not only simplistic language,
but
using historical data.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He matches that with historical data. Clearly he loves history. Because he has when you read this material, he has a in-depth knowledge of history. And I can back it up. Let me go to a page here. And this is skipping a whole lot, people. So, you know, I mean, half an hour we can't try to give everything. But
whet your appetite, you know, if you want to buy the book
at Kingston Bookshop.
Yeah.
See? So I stopped here, and he says here, page 105. I really wanted to go to 95 because I'm at 105 as well.
Okay.
So at page 95, Kartel, talking about some of our national heroes and some of the things that they did in history and how we've somehow just forgotten it or left it out. Talks about the days of unrest and the massacres when Rastafarians were being persecuted.
Yes.
And he says these days of unrest after Walter Rodney's ban became known as the Rodney riots. That is when they banned Walter Rodney from coming to Jamaica.
Yes.
He says this was on the heels of the Coral Gardens massacre, where Rastafarians were rounded up like animals and killed trying to stand up for their faith. When Coral Gardens happened, remember Bustamante, our national hero, ordered that all Rastafarians should be shot on sight. Now, these are the things that I said here.
Yes.
Some of these things can't be refuted in history. Some of them are, historical data.
Yeah.
He moves on and mentions Shearer at the time, who was the senator, who said that pretty much the Rastamen should be brought in dead or alive. And he said that same Shearer, when he became prime minister, quotes here, shoot first and ask questions later. And that is, of course, a quote that we can corroborate. So when you look at he brings these things to the fore and says, look at these injustices, and look at the injustice being played out over time to get to people, and talk about, of course, that the war against dancehall is, and that's a serious topic that Kartel goes into, the war against dancehall artists, as opposed to other musical genres. In the country, and you really have to look at it and look at it in perspective. We have a noise abatement act, not really there for the soca sessions. I mean, we have to talk the truth. And Kartel, pinpoints this so aptly in the book. The noise abatement act really affects the inner city dance then. I mean, that's where it affects, right? And when you turn off the sound, he explained fully that this not just affect the promoter, it affect the dancehall, and dancehall is a economic engine for a whole heap of people. So, especially the underclass, right? So, you lock off the sound, the man outside where I sell some things. Remember, so the bar flap immediately. So the promoter lose all of that. The sound man was supposed to get fee money from the promoter, just not getting no pay. The lady who's supposed to sell some things outside, she not that down. She feel like good them. Most of them probably got spoiled on her, especially if she put them on ice already. The taxi man will wait to the side. He show you that he go deep in terms of showing you how much the different tiers of people that will be affected by this one incident where Babylon do feel lock down the thing. And he must say, okay, so you have a nice abatement act and you're willing to lock down the thing because you disturb kids from studying. And he say, well, that sound good. But then you have no place for dancehall. You as a state now have an area where you designate as the entertainment zone for dancehall. Since you don't have a problem with dancehall then, but you have a problem with the noise, then build somewhere then where you can house dancehall music. And he has some great ideas here too. That you say, what you have to think, I say, okay, why this not really do it? You know what I mean? If the state have this problem, it's an easy fix. It's just about people, strategic people coming together and saying, all right, let's put these things together. So there's a whole heap of things Kartel talk about, you know. Of course. And it's not scattered thought, people.
It's well organized.
Well organized.
Because if you look at the chapters, thank you, Jah. Yes. He starts off with giving reasons.
Thank you, Jah. Wake up this morning. Go to that. Find a song there for me there, DJ.
Right. And he says he deliberately starts the book in terms of giving thanks, even though he's incarcerated as well.
Yes.
He's still giving thanks for life.
Yes.
And the ability to still produce to the level that he can produce. All right?
Yes.
Then he goes to Mama. And this is the theme of showing respect to your elders, especially your mothers. He goes into greater details in terms of what a mother has to do to bring a child into this world. I never looked at it in terms of days or even hours. Yes. But he broke it down like that in the book.
There's another element as I come to 245 that I really love about this book. Kartel not just a cry out against the system.
No.
In this book, Kartel deals with his own ghetto people.
And how.
The ghetto mentality.
Yes, and how they should change that mentality.
How that mentality must and needs to be changed.
There you go.
Here he is talking about the girl them, as him put it, some girl go dance and them pick me a suffer.
Yes.
Big.
Yes.
I mean, when I read this,
me
say, wow. He starts off by saying, I really don't like to offend dance goers because it's them that make Kartel reach where reach. But in the song I mentioned some unfortunate behavior by women, reading straight from the book. Straight to the point, do me a favor, don't come to dance and leave the children at home alone. The children never beg to come into this world, so you have to take responsibility. Going to dance 7 days a week is irresponsible parenting if you don't earn a living from dancehall. We know the pretty girls like Street Vybz. I mean, it goes into some publication of him one thing. Street Vybz woman to be in VIP and they deserve it. Also, big man thing. The thugs, please don't come dance, come show off with champagne when the same day your mother water cut off, fridge empty, and light gone. So these are some practical things where they must share with the ghetto youths, right? And he goes on into talking about money, how economics, which is a great topic, because that topic reveals to you how red Kartel is. We feature a book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. That Kartel mentions here. There are other books too that he has mentioned, economic books. Some of them I've read. Some of them, of course, he reads heavily from Donald Trump, apparently. And it clears, you understand now why Kartel got himself involved in other businesses outside of just the music. Why in the condoms, for instance, why he got into selling of rum, why he's more than just a DJ. He is the CEO of the empire. So it is a real good insight into the mind Vybz Kartel have. You know, one of the questions that you asked me then while we were reading the book and talking over baby is how to separate
the artist from the author.
Yes. I'm still a struggle a little bit because it is clear that Vybz Kartel, and this is how I view it. Vybz Kartel uses Adidjah Palmer. He has to, as his canvas. Adidjah Palmer is the vessel that carries Vybz Kartel, you know. So the two of them go hand in hand. So when Vybz Kartel is in operation.
Hold on a sec, no. I may disagree with you here.
Yeah.
Let
me try to explain.
Hold on. There's a thing they call in psychology alter ego.
Yes.
You're Christopher Johnny Daly. And
I'm Christopher Daly.
Christopher Daly.
Yes.
And your alter ego could be Johnny. Johnny can have a separate and distinct personality.
Everything.
From Christopher Daly.
Yes. But, and this is where I'm getting at now. When I mentioned canvas.
All right.
We're at the same place.
Yeah, man. Go on now.
Here is Johnny.
Acting
out Johnny's lifestyle. Johnny, the way Johnny.
Yeah.
Whatever Johnny wants to do.
Right.
But if Johnny decides to tattoo or bleach, it's Christopher Daly's body that is the canvas that Johnny have to use.
Okay.
You see what I mean there?
Yeah.
So here is...
But you know...
Yes.
What did I say? May I draw for that Gleaner here?
Yes.
Dr. Caroline Cooper has an article in the Gleaner, March 4, 2012.
Yes.
And she asks the question, penetrating, does Adidjah Palmer ever disapprove of Vybz Kartel? And his response was, yes. I think Palmer knows that Kartel is an unstable character.
Yes.
Stardom really does make some intelligent entertainers lose their grip on reality. No, continue what you have to say.
So remember now, I tell people this all the time. Like even on my show, I don't sense. I try not to have my answer with me a band song, I don't know.
Right.
Because anything artistic, I mean, I try to give it an open approach, it with an open mind and open kind of view. So here's Kartel now. I mean, talking about the bleaching, which is one of the things I wanted to read about in this book. I mean, I said,
yes.
How am I going to defend that now? I mean, how you going to defend bleaching out your skin and tattooing up your body? And clearly express in this book your in-depth knowledge of black history and black culture.
And the mentality that drives our people.
Right.
All right.
So clearly now you know, say.
All right.
I mean, you say, you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Kartel, I say, him is the sacrificial lamb now. I mean, that's clearly, that's how I get it. Tell me if I'm right.
All right.
See,
Michael Dawson
says
that Kartel will not agree to say that he's a sacrificial lamb.
Right.
But it is a strategy used to get a message across. Yes.
So Kartel defend in bleaching by saying, him do it so that it could be spoken about.
Yes.
And I must say, when him do it, it was the most, in the songs about picnic where I suffer, get up light.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, these songs never get the kind of attention.
Hold on. The name of the song is What Make We No Love the Black Child?
Yes. Yes.
Hold on. Let me get it right. No Love for the Black Child.
No Love for the Black Child.
He said that song he has been promoting that song year after year.
Yes.
No voice.
Nobody not talk about it.
Nobody not talk about it. But the moment he bleached his skin, that kind of controversy, to the extent that it was a public debate.
Yes.
Nobody ever talked about skin bleaching until Vybz Kartel started bleaching skin. And everybody started talking about the need for us to raise our
self-awareness.
Esteem and esteem and love of self.
Yes.
So he's saying that is the message that he wanted to bring up.
Yes.
But
he said it was deliberate. I have my reservations big time about it. Because Kartel have to defend himself, you know.
Yeah.
So he have to present film argument. I mean, because me can go in and say, holy part of the artist thing about bleaching songs from before you, Kartel.
Yeah.
And it was it's been on, I mean, DJs have before you did think about it long time.
Yeah.
So me can go into whole heap of different arguments myself. It's just interesting that Kartel feels, but this is Vybz Kartel, you know, that he needed to be the Jesus then, if you understand what I'm saying. He needed to be the one sacrificing himself to say, all right, here, self-awareness, we need it, and ghetto people need it. So, all right, since I am the voice of the ghetto, him going to do it himself. It's interesting the way he put it in. But read it for yourself, family. We're talking Vybz Kartel's The Voice of the Jamaican Ghetto, incarcerated but not silenced. He has a lot to say in this book, particularly on politics too. Fully things about politics, in akin politicians straight up to thieves and liars and those things. And but what I find interesting too is Kartel's, as I go back to economics, Kartel has some great ideas
Nice.
on how we can make money.
Yes.
How we view dancehall
Yes.
music.
Yes.
Because dancehall music is Jamaican, just like calypso music, and he
Yes.
makes the point.
Yes. Yes.
that
He did.
dancehall and calypso are two of the world's indigenous music from the Caribbean. One Jamaican, one Trinidadian. But here it is that calypso music is viewed, and we can say generally it is so, to be more palatable than dancehall music.
Yeah.
And so dancehall get a fight even in Jamaica. Here is where it get perhaps the biggest fight,
Right.
where it come from. But then calypso flourishes here because it is really the upper crust that support that calypso music. I mean, aka carnival.
Yeah.
So when you read where Kartel come from, how he
Yes.
how he juxtapose it, how he argues this point,
Yeah.
it's hard for you not to shake your head and say, boy, the man have a point.
Him
You know?
have a serious point.
Very hard.
Yeah.
When you look at the facts, no calypso session, I really get locked down still. I mean, talk it true. I mean, no, I haven't talked it true. Calypso session,
I don't know
really
of
get
any.
locked down. I don't know of any.
I don't know of any.
When you read how, I mean, Kartel put it, say, like what a film downtown, ghetto that's promoted them, probably that passed through. Maybe it was passing through like a Juve night, which is the worst night to pass through because calypso take over the city, literally 24 hours.
Yeah.
So he must say, when a film dancer you them, what they want to promote dancer like in the city, must sit uptown and see, must say a Juve or some carnival activity. I go way beyond 6 o'clock and big trucks still a drive for the road and police are escort them. And he must say, how come this out like the ghetto, police are come escort them, police are like half of that. But when you read that and realize that for real and truly, I think we're shooting ourselves in the foot by not accepting our own as we should. And Kartel points it out very clearly in this book. Very clearly, very well. We really fight we own. And it's about time. We have to find a way. We're talking about generating income and giving people work.
Yes.
We need to stop fighting. We talk about Jamaica, And the point continues to come over and so strongly to me every time. The minister was here for cook-off talking about eating Jamaican.
Yes.
But we literally need to eat Jamaican, wear Jamaican, listen Jamaican. We really need to hug up Jamaican, really hug up our own.
Yeah.
Dancehall music is big money earner foreign. Them have them entertainment zones where dancer keep every week, 3-4 days for the week. That the state make money.
You know, see the Japanese them are coming and show you dance.
The Japanese them are coming.
I'm
them have
telling
them
you,
own
man.
an industry over
I'm
there.
telling you.
They've created their own Vybz Kartels, Bounty Killers, Vegases.
I'm telling you.
Mini. Yeah,
Yes.
so we don't need. So while
we late.
while we cripple our own,
We late.
while we cripple our own, them keep doing them own thing, homegrown thing, and guess what? The dancehall economy keeps smashing up. We need to stop look at it as a derogatory backawal thing where come from suffering people and realize that, oh gosh man, all the work that these people have done over the years have put dancehall on the map. Give them due. Give dancehall its due. And stop shutting the door on it. You know what I mean? Really shutting the door on it, not going to do anything.
Because the argument is that dancehall music is crude.
Yeah, crude, crass, unintelligent. And those things can be refuted. They can play one good song, dancehall song, and you refute all of that. Yeah. So we need for us stop. We trust as a society we need to stop. That's all the things,
Yeah.
Kartel also caused this whole thing about Queen. It's a big argument for this book.
Yes.
I'm glad to say no, and it's so
It's so
Root to the
interesting.
Cute
Yeah.
is so interesting.
It's so interesting.
Yeah, give me the article
Yeah.
today. Kartel is saying which independent, which talk the truth. We still as a Queen, and clearly the article we read a while ago I show we say Wilmington still as a we have to say Queen in a House of Representative because of the Queen of the other state. So
it is the standing order.
And according to Dawson and Kartel, we not really that far from slavery, And it's true. If you check it, as him say, if you have a great grandmother, she probably was a slave.
If you're 50 years old,
If you're 50 years old, chances are.
Yeah,
And
your grandmother was a slave.
There's a lot of data in this book.
Yes.
Factual.
Yes.
He also has his numbers right.
Yes.
He deals with child mortality.
Yes.
He deals with
crime.
Yes. He deals with crime against females. A
Yes.
lot of that is in this book.
Yes.
Clearly, Kartel respects women. Based on what you read right here, so.
Yes.
No, I tell us
It's true.
It's a whole heap of serious
people were talking about
argument.
Vybz Kartel's book, The Voice of the Jamaican Ghetto.
I don't hear nobody talk about the book here, but
No,
me
I
me
don't.
talk about
Yeah.
it. And I'm going to finish it and talk about it again, because I soon done it. I'm more so
Ruthie, you hear what him say a while ago? Him a go finish it I'm going to talk about it again. We
Yeah,
never talk
talk
about
about
it.
it.
Next week?
I don't know if I next week, but even during the week. Because we can't talk about it anytime. Them not like we. Him have a thing was them not like we. And it's a serious topic that too as well.
We need a Vybz Kartel song.
People, we're gonna finish it with a Vybz Kartel tune right about now. People, you have to check out that book. Yeah. Vybz Kartel.
Yes, man.
The voice of the Jamaican ghetto.
I tell you the truth. I say it up front.
Say it up front, Dennis.
Me don't listen to Kartel music.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, me read the book. I read the book.
People.
I had a great problem reconciling the artist with the author.
Yes.
But I must give respect to the author. Me read the book.
It man. People, trust me, take a read. Adidjah Palmer, aka Vybz Kartel, and Michael Dawson. Who can need for read family? Let's go. DJ A, that's the book club right there, courtesy. Kingston Bookshops. Make sure you check out Bookshop in a family. Yes, Kartel, giving thanks, yeah?
My time, but until then, I'll be no time for you. Oh, John, yeah, for my life, me give time, amen. Now give it up to John, never give, no, John never give, John never give the man more than John. No time for you sit down on the loaf, yo. Life too short, hurry up now. Me bang by your house in a uptown. What's a deal when me carry some up, yo. Night before last night, me there me granddaddy 99.
The Ends Book Club was brought to you by Kingston Bookshop. Discover something new. Discover the KB difference.